first, we want to get you to a much more serious story, the latest on the child sex abuse trial of former Penn State coach Jerry Sandusky. The defense is expected to call its first witness on Monday, and the judge ruled on Friday that Sandusky's lawyers can enter expert testimony, saying that Sandusky suffers from a personality disorder. CBS News chief investigative correspondent Armen Keteyian takes a look at the dramatic first week of testimony and what's ahead.
For 4 jam-packed days, Jerry Sandusky walked into courtroom number 1 in Center County, Pennsylvania, to face a barrage of emotional testimony, portraying the once revered football coach as a sexual predator who abused vulnerable young boys over a 15-year period. 8 accusers in all took the stand, young men ranging from 18 to 28 years old, most raised in unstable homes with no father figure, who turned to Sandusky and his Second Mile charity for help and hope. A gut-wrenching part of the prosecutor's case on Monday was provided by a young man known as victim number 4. On the stand, he repeatedly broke down, sobbing as he described sustained abuse as a 12-year-old boy in the basement of Sandusky's home, a progression that began with nightly goodnight kisses and led to oral sex. "I kind of blacked out and didn't want it to happen," he said. On Thursday, the jury witnessed more pain in the form of a teenager, now 18, who testified he had been repeatedly raped in Sandusky's basement, beginning at age 13. He said he would sometimes scream, "Tell him to get off me," but his calls for help went unanswered. At one point, the witness was asked to identify Sandusky. He paused, then pointed to a man he called Jerry, but said, "I don't want to look at him." The defense is expected to call its first witness on Monday, and right now it appears the star witness will be the man on trial for his life. Armen Keteyian, CBS News, New York.
And joining us now from State College, Pennsylvania, where she is covering the Sandusky trial, is Jean Casarez. She's correspondent for In Session on Tru TV. Jean, as always, it is great to have you with us. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So I want to ask you about this inclusion of expert testimony, this psychiatrist who's going to testify to Sandusky's disorder. How big of a deal is that for the defense's argument?
Well, we'll see if the defense does this or not, because there are pros and cons. First of all, histrionic personality disorder. What is it? Well, it is that someone is aggressive, their behavior, their actions, their words. But the point is to get attention. And somebody can even be sexually aggressive, but it's not for a sexual intent. It's just to get attention. And I truly think the defense is going to want this for all of Jerry Sandusky's actions. So it sounds great, right? And they're going to ask the judge to instruct the jury that he can be found innocent of everything. But here's the problem. Now the Commonwealth's psychologist can actually assess Jerry Sandusky personally. There's an assessment. They ask him questions. All of that can be used against him. There can be a diagnosis. So the psychologist for the Commonwealth can tell the jury, if he takes the stand, this is a classic pedophile. I assessed him myself. I diagnosed him. He's classic. So I think the defense may not even do this, but they can if they want to.
Jean, Sandusky met with his attorneys at his house yesterday for more than 6 hours. This week has clearly not gone well for their team. At this point, does the defense have to put Jerry Sandusky on the stand, as risky as that can be? You know, obviously, legally, they don't have to do anything. They don't even have to put on a defense because they have nothing to prove. But you're right. It was an amazing week for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And spending that time with Jerry Sandusky in his home, it looks like they're going to put him on the stand. They hinted toward it in their opening statements. And, you know, I think Jerry wants to take the stand because since he's been charged with 52 counts of sexual abuse and raping children, he's done 2 interviews. He likes to talk. So I think he very likely may take the stand, and the Commonwealth, I'm sure, in the cross-examination, will try to get confessions out of him.
And Dottie his wife may also be taking the stand. What would she potentially add to their case?
You know, Rebecca, I think Dottie could be the best witness for the defense, because think about it. Here in Center County, State College, Pennsylvania, Jerry Sandusky was a hero. I mean, he was someone that everybody looked up to. He was a coach at Penn State University. He founded the Second Mile, a charity that helped so many. She could try to bring that back to this jury and this courtroom, something that everybody believed in until this happened, to try to change the course of this trial to show, wait a minute, stop. Maybe there are two sides to this story, because the defense truly has to be that these children can't be believed that are now adults.
Jean Casarez, as always, thank you so much for joining us.